Now, what do you mean by passive immunity? So, it is acquired when ready-made antibodies are received by the body cells. Now, passive immunity includes the injection of ready-made antibodies. So, whenever we feel ill and we goes to doctor, at that time doctor gives us an injection of ready-made antibodies. That is we call as a passive immunity. It is received by the body cell. Now, it is of again of two types, as natural acquired passive immunity and artificial acquired passive immunity. So, this passive immunity again undergo natural and artificial, similar to that of the active immunity. Now see what is meant by natural acquired. Before birth, maternal antibodies are transferred from mother to fetus through placenta. That is IG. This is very important statement. And this particular statement or this particular question is generally asked in your NEET and CET exams or AIMS exam. Which antibody crosses the placenta? So IgG is the only antibody which can cross the placenta. It's a very important statement which comes into the natural acquired passive immunity. Passive immunity. Remember this passive immunity. Natural. So before birth, maternal antibodies are transferred from mother to fetus through placenta. In case of artificial acquired passive immunity, this immunity is developed by injecting previously prepared antibodies using serum from human or animals. So this kind of treatment you are here heard in nowadays on a television with respect to corona cases therapy, that is plasma therapy. What is plasma therapy? That is a plasma therapy. This immunity is developed by injecting previously prepared antibodies using serum from human or animals. So जिनको इन्फेक्शन हो गया है और जो क्योर हो गए उनके ब्लड में एंटीबॉडीज प्रेजेंट रहती है अगेंस्ट दैट पर्टिकुलर एंटीजन और माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म. सो वी कैन यूज or we can take the blood from that particular individual, we can separate the antibodies from them, and we can use that antibodies to cure the particular cases which are infecting by particular microorganism. That is prepared antibodies using serum from human or animals. Now see here natural with respect to natural acquired. So after birth, these antibodies transfer from mother colostrum to fetus, that is IgA. Now this is again second very important point with respect to NEET and CET. What is IgA? IgA is called it as a secretory antibody. Why it is called a secretory antibody? Because it is present in the secretion, okay, body secretions. So after birth, these antibodies transfer from mother colostrum to fetus as a part of natural acquired passive immunity. Mother to fetus after birth is the IgA, before birth is the IgG. So that is coming in natural acquired. And artificial acquired mein, what is the example? That is antibodies obtained from hyperimmunized horses are injected to humans to fight against rabies. ओके जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया प्लाज्मा थेरेपी के बारे में कोरोना केसेस में अभी यूज़ हो रहे हैं, उसी तरह से whenever we administered or we inject a small dose of antigen to strong animals like horses, we call it as an antibody obtained from hyperimmunized horses. What do you mean by hyperimmunized? That is, we inject a small dose of antigens to that particular horses, and which leads to that particular strong animal in their blood produces antibodies to fight against that particular antigen. And that particular antibodies we can separate it by means of different techniques like plasmapheresis. Okay, so we can separate the antibodies from their blood, and we can use to treat that particular antibodies against certain diseases like rabies. So in this case, for antibodies obtained from horses, we can use to fight against rabies. So nowadays plasma therapy also works in such a manner, that is, those particular persons are cured, the blood from their blood antibodies are taken and they are injected into that particular persons to cure from corona cases. So similar example here, antibodies, hyperimmunized horses injected to humans against rabies. It is short-lived. See here, artificial acquired passive immunity is a short-lived, whereas in case of natural acquired passive immunity, is received antibodies are short-lived, so the immunity. So both natural acquired passive is also short-lived, and artificial acquired passive, this is again short-lived. So this is all about passive immunity. Next, about the same concept we will see in the next lecture.